Welcome everybody to Paper, Making Paper with Usman Hamid. It's a new name. We're still figuring it out.
Still the same day.
Still, still the same day. I'm still. If you watch episode 10 and episode 11, they're recorded back to back. Same hoodie, same day, but we're getting it done. So we were at the plastic recycling conference in Dallas, Texas. We just got back last week. One thing that I really noticed about this marketing stuff, guys, it works. If you're in the recycling industry, this is my advice to you: start making more content. We spend so much money on going to all these conferences, like PRC. Joseph, how much do you think PRC cost us per person? This last conference we went to, how much do you think it cost us?
Well, I know the figures.
How much is it
It was like
per person?
3 to 5K for everyone.
No, it was 800 USD per person. So that's like 1,000
Okay.
Canadian,
Yeah.
right? So
Plus tickets.
hotels, all of it. It adds up. I get it. Food. You gotta go have brisket in Texas. I get it. It adds up. But the reality is, you go there, it's a hit or miss. Conferences are a hit or miss. You might find the right guy walking around among 2,000, but reality is 80% of the cards you get are just is a hit or miss. They're not a decision maker. Maybe they're not in the right fit for your company. Maybe you want to buy recycled material and they have prime material. You want to buy virgin material and they have, point stands that we spend so much money on conferences for marketing, right? But we got to get out of this old school thinking, man. How often are all of you on LinkedIn? Almost every single day. How often are you on Instagram? Almost every single day. Every single person is on social media, yet we don't utilize the platform to help our businesses, which is just stunning to me. We have gotten a really good hit. Even at the conference, there was 3-4 people that were like, hey, you make content on LinkedIn? I was like, yes, I do. Welcome. Nice to meet you. So they approached me instead of me approaching them. That actually happened, right? And we're so new to our process that why isn't everybody doing it? Anyhow, let's get into our show. That was my little, not rant. This is my announcement or advice to the. See, Joseph, this man, he's rant. This is my, call to action to all of my fellow recycling industry, paper industry, friends that let's make our industry cool, man. There's a lot of cool things going on. We're making paper, So let's try to utilize all of the resources we have. Today, I want to talk about plastic. Right when we removed plastic from the name, I'm just against plastic. No, I'm joking. I'm not against it, but I do want to talk about some reasons why paper is better, possibly. That rule doesn't apply for everything, by the way. We talked about in a previous episode, all milk bags that are made from plastic are a better option compared to milk cartons because their environmental footprint is better. Even though they're made from one-time single-use plastic, it's still more environmentally efficient to use that than paper. But S&P Global Ratings forecast that plastic packaging is unlikely to be replaced shortly for many of its current uses. Obviously, there's certain things that it cannot be replaced. I get it. But at the same time, there's a significant advantage to shift to paper simply due to the fact that paper is biodegradable and it's not polluting the environment. Yes.
Except for paper straws.
Screw paper straws. Yeah, we need plastic straws. That's the only exception I'll make. You have all these companies who have pledged, Nestle, Walmart, Coca-Cola, who have pledged that they're going to change or reduce the amount of single-use plastic they use, because that's the real villain here. The real villain is not plastic, it's single-use plastic. Because if this is plastic that we can recycle multiple times again and again and again and again, all of a sudden, it's a great resource. Look at metal, right? No one gets mad at metal. Mining metal is very difficult on the environment. A lot of fumes, a lot of chemicals are released. But no one says stop mining metal because metal is used like copper. Copper is used again and again and again and again and again. You have steel that's used again and again and again. There's so many times that metal is used and nobody says anything bad about it. But plastic, it gets a bad rep because one, it's not as valuable as metal, so no one wants to collect it. I don't know about your city, but I'm from, in Mississauga or Toronto. If you put a fridge outside on your curb, it's gone. I don't know who tells them, but in 30 minutes, it's gone. You put a laundry machine outside, 30 minutes, it's gone because that metal is valuable. But try putting a plastic tub outside. It'll be there for like the next 6 months because why? Like, it doesn't have that immediate value metal has. So I get it. It's hard for it to be collected and recycled. But the problem is because of that reason, this is wild. Get ready for this. There are billions of pounds of plastic that are currently in the ocean. At the current rate, plastic is expected to outweigh the amount of fish we have in the ocean by 2050. I'm going to say that again. The amount of plastic that we have right now in the ocean is about to outweigh the amount of fish we have by 2050. The fish to plastic ratio will be more plastic than fish, right? And that's the issue right here. Like, there's a billions of pounds swirling all across, the ocean that we don't think about. It's like out of sight, out of mind. But the reality is, like, put out some of these photos, Joseph, of the turtles and the fish stuck in plastic. We showed it last episode, but like, this is important, and this is the reason why we have to be looking at things in a more creative way. Plastic is not the enemy. Single use is the enemy, So Coca-Cola is planning to attach lids to the bottle to, increase collection. That means like the actual cap, it won't fall off.
That's actually good.
It's brilliant, right? Because then it goes inside the recycling process because those small pieces, they're very hard to get picked up in the sorting facility. They get missed out. Right? These MRFs aren't that, like, they can't go that granular. So when it's attached to a bottle, it's easier to sort. So these single use, this is the issue, man. What were we gonna say?
I was gonna say the cap. Also, like, people are gonna probably reuse the bottle because it has a cap on it, not.
Yeah, that's true. Like that, the cap itself. Hey, we lost the bottle caps. Now we can't use it. So the point stands that at the end of the day, like, these things are important, man. More fish. More plastic than fish. Can you imagine that? Like, what in 2050? What are you gonna tell the kids born, in that time? Like, hey, honey, let me take you to the zoo. So that's a fish. That's a plastic. That's a fish. That's a plastic. There's more plastic than fish. Are you kidding me? And right now we're just saying it casually, but imagine the repercussions because that biolife eventually is gonna consume that plastic. They'll eat that plastic. And there's like been stories. I don't know if you can find the photos, if you can, but there's like certain fish that they ate this plastic over time, and their bodies has formed with plastic as part of their bodies. Strange, wild, very uncomfortable to see. But the point stands, it's our fault, and it starts with one. It's your responsibility. Put your recycling, your plastic materials in the recycle program, in the recycle bin if you can, and if you can't, then try your best to avoid it. And use biodegradable things, because if your city doesn't allow you to recycle, every material that you're using that's plastic based and you're throwing in the landfill is going to be there for like 5 more generations. Okay, so this video is going to show us how to transform 700 pounds of plastic waste into tiles by Science Insider on TikTok. Let's check it out. Play. So that goo coming out. You got these plastic drums. You got these caps. You got these. They're flicking them, melting them. Melt it all together, heat press, cut to shape, boom. Boom. Look at that. So like, it's very much recyclable. Like plastic, if recycled and properly used, like melted down, clean, cold wash, hot wash, removed all the bacteria, and you melt it down, it can be used multiple times. So it's not the enemy. Sometimes they're so quick to blame something. But like, if anything, blame the human. Don't blame the material. The material's been here, and it'll be here after 1,000 years. Blame the human utilizing the material. If you have a knife, is a knife a good thing or a bad thing? Question to you. Does it?
Depends on the use case.
Most people say a knife is a good thing. A knife is a good thing to have. But all of a sudden, if that knife is used to hurt somebody, it's a terrible thing. But if a knife is used to cut fruits and offer to somebody, it's a great thing. The same thing applies to plastic. Plastic by its nature is not inherently bad. It's our use of plastic that is bad. We're not utilizing plastic in its right way. It's a material that, if used well, can be, recycled. I don't know how many times even, right? And it's not that, expensive to create. You're not cutting down any trees. So it's just about looking at life in a different way, right? And I think that's important. And that's why we're here at the Making Paper Show talking about plastic. You know, it's not we're talking trash, okay? We're not talking trash. We're just saying we gotta find creative solutions and be smart about it. Be conscious about our decisions and how we utilize the materials, and save the animals, guys. Shout out to all the animals out there. That's a wrap. Episode 11. See you in the next one.
Can't even do the fingers anymore. Maybe 11 like this, maybe. Yeah.
All right, 11.